absolutely in a terrible state. And I don't suppose he's given up all the drugs, even if he's tried to. He's at an end, isn't he, really? And to be really honest with you, I know that this is one reason why the king actually moves very carefully, because whatever he feels that Harry's done, it's still his son and he still loves him. And he doesn't want to be too terrible that Harry can do something or try to do something that is abominable to do and will break his heart.
Developing today, the truth about Meghan Markle's as ever has emerged. And let's just say, we all knew that these are not the quality products that she convinced us all she was totally going to be focusing on. Oh, and by the way, she's also upcharging us a remarkable amount. Angela Levin, our royal mastermind, is here to take us through what has been a dire week for the business of the fake Duchess of Sussex. So, Angela, what has emerged about the truth of where Meghan Markle's as ever tea is coming from?
Well, that's very interesting, isn't it? Um, it's from the American Republic of Tea. And it's a very good place where the tea is excellent. But they charge one third of what Meghan has charged. She's bought loads of it. She wants now have the tea sold in packages of more than 30. And she's trebled the cost. But everybody's found out about her. And so she looks, well, I won't say the word, but she doesn't look an honourable person, let's say that. And people are also, the Sue Smith, who's got her own sort of thing that she talks about Meghan endlessly. And she said as well that her jams, that if they sort of start running, and they run out the room, but if they start running, then it's a spread, it's not a jam. But with Meghan's, most of them are a spread because she doesn't bother to get it done properly. Now, she's not even doing it, so she seems to be that she's giving it to some people to handle that, and yet then charging a lot more. The honey, which was quite a lot of money, $28, I think, but it's all gone.
Prince Harry has once again become the center of intense speculation, with reports and commentary suggesting he may have spent time away from public view due to personal strain. Some online voices have gone further, claiming he may have needed extended rest or care, though no official confirmation has been given. What is clear is that Prince Harry appears to be under significant pressure. His recent absences, followed by subdued public appearances, have fueled concern about his well-being and the direction his life has taken in recent years. A growing number of commentators are now questioning whether Harry needs distance from his current environment in order to stabilize.
But all these things are ridiculous, the way they walk off. I don't believe a single thing that they would go so quickly. They're just not providing very many. I think she's bored with it, so she doesn't want the actual work you have to do. When she's talked to all these other women, which we sort of got through.
Confessions of a Female Founder, the now axed podcast. Thank God it was so bad. It's not going to come back for another.
All
series.
these women,
Hallelujah.
all these women were saying they were working very hard. They have to work night. Meghan was saying, "Oh, I'm so tired," and then you hear that she's got people all around, people in everything she wants to do. She's got people there, but she doesn't want to actually do the job because it's boring. She wants to say how wonderful it is and say she loves entertaining people and it's all delicious and it's all lovely. But she doesn't really want to give it all her energy because she's not getting with people who can respond quickly enough. I think that's the problem, that she doesn't actually get enough people to admire her. So she doesn't really want to stick by the tip. What is that? It's dribbles, isn't it?
Oh, it's gross. It's
It
gross.
looks
And
absolutely.
look, the critical thing for me, Angela, with all of this is that it blows to pieces two of the main arguments that she was making about as ever. The first was that these were all local, homegrown products and that she was involved in these products. It's not like this company, it may be a very good company, Angela, it may provide very good tea, but the reality is it just provides all of the junk for Netflix, right? Like it also provides all of the stuff for the Bridgerton products. So she isn't involved. This isn't her product. It's not local in any way. That's the first thing. The second thing is she made a real big deal, Angela, about how she didn't want to rip people off. She claimed that was very important to her. Well, she is ripping us off. She's ripping us off significantly because she is adding so much money to the prices. Now, okay, she claims that it's a slightly different formula, but I call bullshit on that. And by the way, I've got to also congratulate Think Beautiful, which did a whole load of work to uncover this, even though the Daily Mail and The Sun both tried to claim this exclusive as their own. It was actually revealed by Think Beautiful on YouTube. So I thought
Yeah,
that was important to
that
say.
was very good. All the details, all the details. Yes. But
But you
she
know the
thinks
point
we're
I'm making,
stupid.
Angela, right? This is
Yes.
like she's lied. It's not a local product, and she's not giving us value for money because she's selling the tea bags for 3 times the price.
In particular, some argue that his relationship with Meghan Markle has placed him in a constant state of conflict with his family, the media, and the public. This perspective is not universally shared. Supporters of the Sussexes insist that Meghan has been a source of support, not harm, and that Harry's struggles stem from long-standing issues predating the marriage. They argue that blaming Meghan oversimplifies a complex situation. Critics, however, point to what they see as a pattern since Harry stepped back from royal duties. They note increasing isolation, repeated public grievances, legal battles, and a visibly diminished sense of direction. For these critics, the concern is not gossip, but what they perceive as a man slowly unraveling under sustained pressure. Some voices online have suggested that Harry needs to step away, not just from the spotlight, but from the dynamics that keep him in a state of constant confrontation.
How many times have you also heard her lie? I mean,
Well,
there's
yeah,
so
totally.
many,
Totally. Well, you can't trust a
so,
word she
so
says now.
many.
You
Like
can't trust a word she says.
her children selling vegetables buy so
Mm.
that they know about money. And people looked up and saw their names weren't there. You can't do that unless your name's there. So that was a lie. I mean, I was very worried about a 4 and a 6-year-old going off and selling some vegetables, but that was a lie too. It just is. I think she can't actually control herself. She gets nervous and then she just spouts out. But what this company, this Republic of Tea, it also deals with sprinkles, and they just do it themselves. It's not her, it's all from other people. But she wants, it's the same me, isn't it? It's a roundup of me. Doesn't matter if other people have done it. She has, it's the first one that she did that loads of people laughed about. She took some crisps or something out of one bag and put it in another one, and that was her gift to somebody. I can't remember what it was. It was something like crisps, but it was a nonsense. We could see that she was taking things out of one thing and put it in another one. And so, why is she very pleased about that? Actually, a 4-year-old could do that, even though she's right on that one. But she's really messed herself up. It is her fault.
Well, of course it is, because she didn't have to lie. No one is forcing her to lie. The whole point of this launch was she was saying that these are very scarce products because I'm involved in all of them. She almost wanted us to believe that this was actually the jam that she was producing. Now, of course, we knew it was a lie, but there's now proof that it's a lie. But there's also proof that her price points are actually completely out of control. And it's so bad because none of this is actually anything that people really want. And, I think the whole launch of this has just been so dishonest, Angela.
The other thing that she had to do was that put on a white label, because that is to say that I know this is not mine, but I have been given permission to sell it, but none of the stuff have got that. So she's
No, she's not
knows
admitting it.
exactly what
She's
is
not
wrong.
admitting it. She's not telling us what the supplier is. Clearly, it is a white label setup, but she's trying to pretend it's not. And that's the point, right? If you're
I'm not doing
no,
it.
because if you're buying like some Bridgerton tat from the Netflix store, of course you know that this wasn't actually made by Bridgerton people because Bridgerton's a drama. But in this case, she's actually wanting these poor Sussex Squad fools to believe they're getting her spread, they're getting her flour sprinkles, they're getting her tea. It's like they're not. Don't waste your money. Seriously, don't waste your money. The packaging looks tacky. The products can be bought for much cheaper. Honestly, do not waste your money. But look, and
It's three times more than it should be. I mean, it's not like she puts on a little bit. Three times more than anything. That's a huge amount of money. And the one of the Sue Smith, she got a lawyer there, and he was saying, would she be taken to court on this because this is not real? And he was very good, but he said, I don't know yet. I don't know if she has got it and she just didn't put it on. I don't know what she's arranged with the people, but this is not a good thing to do. Quite right.
no, none of it is a good thing to do. Exactly. Now, Angela Levin, we spoke earlier in the week, of course, about these really difficult stories emerging about Prince Harry's mental health, about his ongoing issues with drink and drugs. And Thomas Markle Jr. has spoken out, Angela, Meghan Markle's brother, half
Half
brother.
brother. Yes.
And I just wanted you to have a look at what he has had to say and get your response.
They argue that time alone, reduced media exposure, and a separation from ongoing disputes could be essential for recovery. There is also renewed discussion around Harry's relationship with his family. Observers note that reconciliation appears unlikely while tensions remain high. They argue that healing may require distance from public narratives and private conflicts alike. It is important to note that claims about hospitalization or medical intervention remain unverified. However, the fact that such speculation has gained traction speaks to how concerned the public conversation has become. Prince Harry's visible strain has led many to question whether his current path is sustainable.
Okay, so apparently Harry was found unconscious by his well-known longtime personal friend bodyguard, unconscious, and apparently overdoing something. Yeah, and he had to be rushed to the hospital. Well, if I had to take one guess at this, it would be that maybe Meghan and Doria cooked up a little something on the stove along with those bath salts and maybe left it for Harry. Maybe Harry's no use to Meghan anymore. Maybe the divorce rumors are actually true. Maybe there's no money in the settlement for the divorce. Wow. Let's make a new Netflix series and story out of Harry's demise. Ooh. First of all, the day that she takes his claws out of Harry's back is the day hell freezes over.
Angela Levin, what do you make of Thomas Markle Jr.'s theory?
Well, I can't really comment on that because I don't know that you can really trust him or believe what he's saying. But I can believe that Harry's been very ill because he doesn't know what to do with himself, does he? He's absolutely in a terrible state. And I don't suppose he's given up all the drugs, even if he's tried to. He's at an end, isn't he, really? And to be really honest with you, I know that this is one reason why the king actually moves very carefully, because whatever he feels that Harry's done, it's still his son and he still loves him, and he doesn't want to be too terrible that Harry can do something or try to do something that is abominable to do and will break his heart. So I do know this very clearly, and it's what they felt for 5 years now. And it stayed because nothing's really changed in Harry except he's got worse. And I think that, he wants to be careful and you can't really say, get rid of him, do this, because it's his son. He hates what the son's doing, but it's still his son. So many fathers feel like that, mothers too. You are very upset, but you don't want them to feel that they're not loved, but you do want them to feel that what they're doing is absolutely wrong and ridiculous. And he doesn't know where he is, does he, Harry? And until he feels that he can talk to people and actually feel what it is without Meghan. I mean, I thought in a way, if he was going to be in hospital for quite a while, that is a way of spending time away from Meghan, unless she tracks over to see him. And perhaps he can start rethinking. One of the people who see you and me, she sent me a message and said that she was somebody who helps people to leave behind a narcissist. And she's from Australia. And we had this long discussion about how you can know and what you should do. And the first thing is you have to get away from the person. But Harry won't. He doesn't want to. He wants to be there for her. And it is a tragedy, but somehow, if he's helped in hospital, I don't know where he is now, but if he is, he can actually perhaps make an effort. And you can't even be helped if you don't let somebody help you. And Meghan is he listens to Meghan to what to do and everything, but nobody else can tell him what to do. He gets angry. Whereas Meghan doesn't let anyone tell her because she thinks she knows. But this is his dilemma. And it's a very difficult dilemma. He's brought it upon himself. But there's a chance if he starts behaving properly, but if he doesn't, then it's very, very difficult. You don't know whether he took so much stuff, if it was stuff, deliberately to be noticed, or whether he just didn't realize how much he'd taken, and particularly strong stuff, and he's in a bad way.
Angela, do you think that King Charles should be considering trying to stage some type of intervention?
Well, he can't really do an intervention for two reasons. One is if they talk, Harry's going to get to the courts soon, and he can use what the king is saying and lie about it. He's done that before to the people who are in the court, and that would make it very, very difficult for the king. On the other hand, if Harry wants to come over and attack him for being a bad father and saying first of all he's got to apologize to Meghan because he's been so awful to her, and that's not going to do him any good. He has to look after his own health. So Harry has to sort of calm right down and then be someone who is easy to talk to. William won't have anything to do with him. Catherine won't have anything to do with him either. But he's got to behave well. He's got to learn to respect his father and brother and go from there. But at the moment, he's still full of anger. And I think this is Meghan going on, keep it going. We're going to win. I mean, why do they bother with it? They've got two little children. They've got a big house. Let them enjoy themselves. Let them forget about their past. But neither of them will. And when Meghan says he looks to the past and I look ahead, well, she's not, because she does exactly the same as his, talking about Diana, and she's very close to her. This is all unhelpful for him. I don't know how much is something that she cares about or not, but it's very, very unhelpful to rub sort of salt in the stone, really.
No, very, very smart analysis, Angela, on all of that there. I found this story really shocking this week. I mean, obviously, everyone should just go and tell them to mind their own business. But Peter the animal rights activists really attacking Prince William after this new picture was released of him surrounded by the 4 new puppies bred from the family dog Orla on social media to mark his 43rd birthday. It was a gorgeous photo, but Peter have absolutely gone for William and Catherine over this.
I thought it was absolutely disgusting. The previously unseen picture taken by the Princess and May was accompanied, that's the one we just saw. Happy birthday, love, CGCL, Orla, and the puppies. And the people for the ethical treatment of animals, PETA, have called the royal couple staggeringly out of touch and churning out a litter when animal shelters are so full of dogs needing new homes. The Prince and Princess of Wales should know that shelters here and worldwide are overflowing with puppies desperate for a second chance at a loving home, and that churning out a litter in the midst of this animal homelessness crisis is staggeringly out of touch. Now, first of all, Catherine's brother spends day after day looking after dogs, and he also bred them. He gave them one dog, and I'm sure he helped them all the way through it. And I thought to myself, how dare you tell the heir of the crown that he must only get dogs from an animal shelter? And this woman said as well that the king did it and Camilla did it, and they got dogs from batteries. And you think, what is it? It's not her business. And you could see the way William was looking into the dog's eyes, and it was an adoration both ways. And you think that if they're going to be okay anywhere, there they are. Apparently they're going to keep one little one, and then they're going to give other people others. I mean, they look so sweet. They look well. They look as if they're having a great life, lots of grass and plenty to eat, I'm sure. And how dare people actually stay that staggeringly out of touch? And they love animals and they look after them. I thought it was really rude, and you think do too, don't you?
It was incredibly rude. I just can't stand them. I think mind your own bloody business. But obviously, they're using William, aren't they, for PR? Angela, I really wanted to watch with you this. Everyone's been telling me about it. I've literally only watched a tiny bit myself because I wanted to watch it with you for the first time. This is this new guy called Michael Pavano. I hope I've said it in the right way. He's picking up huge steam all over social media. But obviously, we've spoken a lot about that awful interview between Meghan Markle and Jamie Kern-Lima, and we've analysed the whole thing. And of course, you can go back and watch those episodes on the Outspoken YouTube channel or on Substack, www.outspoken.live. But Michael Pavano has done this spoof version. I'm told it is absolutely brilliant and well worth the watch.
Okay.
So let's have a little laugh.
Anymore.
It's a portal.
Real royalty isn't born. It's awakened.
Oh, Angela, they've got
accent.
it in one, haven't they?
The accent is so amazing, isn't it? It sounds just like both of them. Gosh, I mean, that's what's happening. I've seen 2 others as well. People are now making fun of them because they're so stupid and they deserve it. But that's hilarious, isn't it? It's just hilarious.
Yes. Oh God, it is. I don't have the palace yet. Okay,
Yes,
Angela Levin, thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. But of course, if you do want first access to the Royal Uncancelled After Show every single weekday here on Dan Woodard Outspoken, sign up to my Substack, www.outspoken.live. It is a free speech platform. It is the best way to protect me from big tech cancellation. But most importantly, you get the content live and on demand first every single weekday. Angela Levin, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Whether that means professional retreat, personal reassessment, or changes in his closest relationships remains unknown. What this moment highlights is not certainty, but concern. Concern that Prince Harry appears overwhelmed, isolated, and caught in a cycle that offers little relief. Whether stepping away from Meghan Markle would help or harm him is ultimately a matter of opinion. But the growing belief among critics is that Harry needs space to regain clarity, stability, and control over his life. For now, the situation remains unresolved. What Prince Harry needs most may not be another public statement, but distance, quiet, and time away from the pressures that continue to define him.